Hello, my name is Brooke Michael, and I'm one of the advisors at the University of Michigan-Flint in the School of Nursing. And today we want to talk about our MSN and DNP opportunities. So our first slide is just a little bit about employment statistics. It talks a little bit about each of our nurse practitioner tracks, along with the average national pay and the potential need or growth in those areas. So now that you know you probably want to be a nurse practitioner, let's talk about why you should choose the University of Michigan-Flint for your nurse practitioner. So first off, we have highly trained faculty that are still working in the fields who try to be flexible with their hours because they know that you're also probably working in the field. Our faculty a lot of times end up doing research opportunities with our students, and our students a lot of times even end up publishing in those research opportunities. We are widely recognized and respected for the quality of our graduates, so that University of Michigan name is going to transfer no matter if you go to a different state. They're going to know you're a well-educated nurse. That goes along with our CCNE accreditation. That accreditation just goes again as a stamp of approval, showing that we have well-educated program. That this is a University of Michigan degree. So students often want to know, is this actually a University of Michigan degree? Absolutely it is. It is the same diploma signed by the same people, no matter if you went to Ann Arbor, Dearborn, or Flint, and you're in the same alumni groups with the same alumni benefits. Our courses are in an online format, and we do offer clinicals in your area or close to home, and we have a clinical coordinator that will help you find those clinical placements. Upon completing your MSN or to the DNP, you will be eligible to sit for your nurse practitioner exam, depending on which field you're in. And then we do have an 86 to 100% pass test rate on the first attempt. So let's talk about the different opportunities we have with our BSN to MSN to DNP opportunity. There are 4 tracks. There is the acute care, the primary care, the family nurse practitioner, and the psychiatric mental health. We also have an MSN to DNP opportunity for students that hold a clinical MSN, and we also offer the MSN to DNP and executive leadership track. So let's talk about the students that are interested in doing the BSN to MSN to DNP opportunities. You'll see those 4 tracks again that we just discussed on the last slide. And so just a little bit of quick facts about this program. The MSN curriculum is 53 to 55 credits, depending on the track you're in. And then it's the DNP curriculum is an additional 18 credits beyond the MSN curriculum. So students can receive their MSN and stop at that point to either take their nurse practitioner exam and stop and start practicing as a nurse practitioner, or they can continue on with that DNP curriculum that is really only 18 more credits or 1 additional year above and beyond the MSN. So again, there's 3 opportunities for our students. Every student is admitted into the DNP program and has the opportunity to continue on to the DNP. You do have the opportunity to sit at your nurse practitioner exam at the end of the MSN portion. You also can stop out at that point and have your MSN only, or you can continue on and get that DNP. We do have full and part-time tracks available, and we have online courses with minimal campus visits. You're going to come to campus about 3 to 5 times a year, and we do offer clinical courses, as I talked about, in your area. So let's talk about the MSN to DNP again for a clinical MSN. So that's someone that's a certified nurse practitioner, nurse midwife, clinical nurse specialty, or a certified registered nurse anesthetist. We do have a full-time and part-time tracks available. It's going to be between 28 and 31 credits. It is online format with minimal campus visits. And you also have the opportunity to do concurrently one of our postgraduate certificates in either acute care or psychiatric mental health. We also have the dual DNP and MBA option. This is for the student that would like to have both degrees, a DNP and an MBA, or Master's of Business and Administration. They are awarded separately, and you can use 15 credits from your DNP to go towards the MBA degree. So you will be awarded the DNP first, and then you can go on and finish out the MBA and use this additional 15 credits towards your MBA. So these are the different curriculum tracks for our BSN to DNP with MSN option program. So you know, as I talked about before, we have a part-time and a full-time track. These curriculums are available on our website, along with this slideshow is available to you, and these are clickable links. I'm going to go through one of the curriculums very quickly so that you can kind of see and understand it, and then you can find the one that is most interesting to you, or which one you think you're going to apply for, and then you can look through those and compare. As I mentioned, those part-time tracks are down here. There's a winter start, which is January, and a fall start, which is August. And then you have the full-time tracks with a winter start and a fall time as well. So here is one of the tracks. This is the full-time fall start track. Any class that is in white or not highlighted with a specific color, that means every single student takes it in our program. It doesn't matter which track you're in. Then you will see the highlighted colors will represent like family nurse practitioner, acute care, primary gero, or psychiatric. So you'll see in the full-time track in the first semester, everybody in the program takes the exact same classes. And then you start to divide out by your specific program. And then, like I said, you'll see here where the MSN degree is confirmed. And here is your 15 to 18 credits in the DNP. So again, these are available online, also available on the to click through on the slideshow. So let's talk about some common questions that a lot of students have. How long will it take? So I'm going to talk as a fall start. Fall is our primary admit time. We do have a winter start. You will notice when you look through those curriculum guides, the winter starts are about a semester longer. So keep that in mind. So for the MSN portion, to get to a part-time student to get to the MSN, it would be 2 years and 8 months. A full-time student would be able to get to the MSN and set for the nurse practitioner exam at 1 year, 8 months. The DNP, again, just 1 more year. So it'll be a total of a part-time student to get to the DNP, 3 years, 8 months, a total to get to the full-time 2 years and 8 months. Can I work full-time? No, we do not recommend it. Now, we are never going to regulate how much you are working, but we are just letting you know that that is a lot to take on as a full-time student or a part-time student and working full-time. Even if you're going to school part-time, we don't recommend working full-time. It's just a lot to take on. How many classes do I take each semester? Part-time students are going to take about 2 classes a semester. Full-time students are going to take about 3 to 4. When you look through that curriculum, you'll notice that in the part-time, most of the time you have the summers off. There will be some summers you have classes, but most of the time you have summertime off. And the full-time, you're going to be going year-round. Can I take time off? No, we don't suggest it because the courses are cohorted or built upon each other, meaning that you need this information to be successful in this class, to be successful in this class. And with that being said, some of those classes are only offered 1 time a year. So keep in mind that if you have to take time off because you have a life event, it could delay your graduation up to a year. So keep that in mind. Will you help with clinical placement? Absolutely. We do have a clinical coordinator that will help you find clinical placement in your area. Now, we always tell you that you will take an active role with our clinical coordinator. So you will maybe be asked to send an email, make a phone call, get something signed. And we do always encourage you to find your own clinical placement in your area, just because you know your area better, you know the hospitals, the doctors, the nurses, where you would like to be, things like that. So we do encourage you to do that, but we will absolutely make sure you have clinical placement within 2 hours of your home. So let's talk about the admissions requirements. You do need your unencumbered nursing license in the United States. We do recommend that you have 1 year nursing experience. It is not required. This recommendation is just if you are a brand new BSN nurse going into the program and you've never worked as a nurse, we recommend it because we want you to be sure this is what you want to do with the rest of your life. We don't want you to get out there, start working, and then realize, oh my gosh, I really have a love or a passion for another area. And then you've wasted time and money on a degree that maybe wasn't what you wanted. We do not require the GRE. And again, we don't require that experience. It's just a recommendation. For my BSN to MSN to DNP students, you do need a BSN from an accredited college or university with an overall GPA of a 3.2 and a 4-point scale. For my MSN to DNP students, I do need that unencumbered license as an advanced practice nurse. So now we're going to talk about the acute care track only. So the acute care track has additional requirements that none of the other tracks do. So if you're interested in family nurse practitioner, a gero-primary or psychiatric, or you're an MSN to DNP student, ignore this next slide. Only students interested in acute care. So the acute care track does have a couple of different requirements. It does require some work experience. You need 2,000 hours in 12 months in a critical care unit. So you'll see what we define as critical care units and what we want you to have experience in. So look through that, and you'll need to submit that documentation showing that you have those experiences. We also require that you have ACLS and BLS certification. And finally, you want to keep in mind that your first and third clinical courses, 861 and 865, must be completed in the state of Michigan. So if you live out of state, you're either going to need to move to the state of Michigan during those clinicals, or if you're on a bordering state like Ohio or something, know that you got to do the clinicals on the Michigan side. So application deadlines. So every year we have a fall and a winter start, as I mentioned before. We have an early deadline and a final deadline. The early deadline for fall is February 1st. The final deadline is April 1st. For winter, it is an early deadline of August 15th and a final deadline of November 1st. Now, these dates can sometimes be extended depending on circumstances. So please check our website to see if you've passed one of these dates. So if it's already past April 1st and you still want to apply for a fall term, for example, please check with the advisor or the website to see if that deadline has potentially been extended. So how to apply to the MSN and DNP. So you'll see that website there, umflint.edu/apply. That's for everyone. Everyone will use that website to apply, no matter which program you're interested in. There is a $55 graduation application, but by watching this slideshow and filling out the form, you will get a waiver code sent to you. That waiver code is only good for 1 week, but it does waive the $55 application fee. So make sure you fill out this application within a week of getting that waiver code. Even if you're a year out from when you want to start, go ahead and get the application filled out. And the additional things that you have to turn in that are going to be on the next slide, you can turn those in at a later date by those deadlines. But you need to make sure that you get the application filled out within a week of getting that waiver code. So these are the additional things that you need to turn in by that deadline that we just talked about. You do need a supplemental application. You need to send in your official transcripts. If you are a University of Michigan-Flint BSN graduate, you don't have to send those transcripts in. Again, this is for students that are from another university. We do need a copy of your resume and a copy of your nursing license. We also need a professional goal statement. Now I'm going to stop on this one and talk on it for a minute. The professional goal statement needs to make sure that it speaks to all those bullet points. You see those 5 bullet points listed down below. You need to make sure to speak to those in your goal statement. Don't just write a goal statement that says, I really love nursing and I can't wait to work with patients. That's not going to be what you want to do. You want to speak specifically to each of those. When you turn your goal statement in, it is given to a faculty to grade. The faculty are given a rubric and you are given points per those bullet points. If you skip over one of those bullet points, then you will get 0 points. So for example, where it says describe your research interests, if you don't speak to your research interests at all in your goal statement, you're going to get 0 points. So keep that in mind. Also, you need 3 letters of recommendation. It can be from a combination of any of those 3 bullet points below. It does not have to be 1 from each. It can be 2 from one and 1 from the other, or it can be 3 from one category. It doesn't matter. It's just 3 total, any combination. So tuition and scholarships. The tuition currently is $734 per credit hour, but that is always subject to change. There is our website. Please make sure to check that to see what the current tuition rate is. We do offer a nurse faculty loan forgiveness program for students that are wanting to potentially be faculty or a dedicated preceptor after they graduate with their nurse practitioner degree. You can have up to 85% of your loans forgiven. If that's something you're interested in, you can't apply for it until after you've had one successful semester at the university. But I do highly recommend clicking that link and reading through that program to see if that's something that you think you'll be interested in. We also offer many scholarship opportunities. I always highly recommend reading through each of these websites to see which scholarship you may qualify for. So booking an appointment, if you have additional questions after this presentation, you can book an appointment with one of the advisors on our website. We do offer face-to-face appointments in Flint and Lansing. Otherwise, all of us offer phone and virtual appointments. These are the different advisors that you can meet with. If you have any additional questions, we suggest booking a pre-admit appointment to get those questions answered. We hope you have a great day. And if you have any questions, please book an appointment and we will help answer those specific questions. Thank you.